Welcome back to Top 10 Tuesdays, everyone. D Bougie 86 here again. And I know I said that I was going to take a break from doing Top 10 Tuesdays, but then again, I was thinking to myself, why the fuck not? So, up in this bitch today, we're going to be doing my top 10 underrated horror films that are in my collection. Now, I know the rest of the guys are doing their most overrated films this week, and I have one issue of doing that list because if I think a film is overrated, I don't really own it, and the ones that I do buy, it's like newer films that everyone's been raving about and stuff. And with that being said, I don't think my list would be like the greatest, and I don't really I have to really think about it with rewatching these films again before I actually sit down to do my top overrated films of all time. But other than that, I might do that list in the future. But then again, I'll do it in my own time because there's a few films I could think of that I actually don't own. So, with that being said, I got you my most underrated films, which are films that I don't think a lot of people really talk about, or I love that I don't really hear people talk about, or I don't know if I don't think people like them as much as others, and people stare away from them. So these are my picks for top 10 of the most underrated horror films in my collection. This is just a personal list, so if you know any of these films and you don't like them, that's alright, because it's just all about personal opinion. And I respect that. So, other than that, let's get into it. At number 10, we have The Maid from Singapore. Now, if you guys remember back when I first started doing Top 10 Tuesdays, my first video was on Asian horror, and this film was on that list. This is a really, really well done, ghost story. I really liked how they did this and pulled it off. Now, I don't really hear people talk about this film a lot. It might have to do with the cover, or it might do with that quote on the bottom of the cover, which I could see why it would turn a lot of people off. For people that don't like those films, I say give this one a chance. It's a really well done ghost story, and it takes place on the Seven Moon holiday. And I just like how it's done. I like the characters and how the story progresses, and the outcome of it. It has a really well done ending, and like that quote says on the top, dark and twisted. It really is a very dark and twisted, especially the ending of the film. So, The Maid at number 10. Number 9, we have Giallo from the early 90s, that's done by a director is probably well known for his 80s films. You probably know of this director from Demons and A Blade in the Dark and Demons 2, of course, and that director, of course, is Lamberto Bava, and the film in question is Body Puzzle. This is a really well done later Giallo film with a very different twist because you actually know who's doing the killing in the first scene of the film. You actually know what's going on, and it's really well done with he's stalking this one girl in the film. I really liked how Lamberto Bava pulled this one off, and I don't really hear people talk about this one. So, Body Puzzle at number 9. Number 8, we have Memory of the Dead, which is an Argentinian film with a really well done atmosphere, and I really like the characters of this one. It's very quirky. It has some quirky humor in it, too, which I really enjoyed. And with that being said, I just like how this one was pulled off. This lady's husband dies, and she gets all his loved ones, the ones he considered his loved ones, in a house. And then what happens is shit just starts going crazy in the house, and it gets wicked atmospheric and kind of creepy. Really well done. Memory of the Dead was a very surprise blind buy for me, and it's a great release by Artsploitation Films. One of the last ones before they really did like jump into the Blu-ray state of things. Memory of the Dead, if you grab it or find it, grab it. Great film. That was at number 8. At number 7, we have a film that I actually heard that people actually don't like this film at all. And I could see why. Because of the nature of the film, and I'll explain it when I show it to you, and that is Final Exam. Like, I heard this film was people saying it's boring. It really has no story because the killer really has no MO for what he's doing. But I like that shit about it because it's like real life, because there's like these fucking crazy psychos that wake up one day and like, I'm gonna go on a killing spree. Like, it just clicks in their head, and you don't really need to know the MO because it really happens in real life. And there's a lot of shit that this film represents, like shit that happened in like with like the Columbine. And there's actually a prank that's really Columbine like base that happens in this, and it's crazy because it happened before Columbine, and the kids wouldn't have gotten away with that shit back then. What happens in like the beginning of the film. And I really like the characters. I like the Radish character and the main like final girl. I like their relationship in the film. It really builds like during the film. And I really like those two characters, and that's what makes this film for me, is their purity and the nature of what's going on and what happens when this act of violence hits them in their campus and shit. And I really like that about this film. Like, I know it's kind of slow, but you get to know the characters, like even the ones you don't like the bullies and shit. But I really like that about this film. I know it's not for everyone, and I can understand why people might not like it. But I really enjoyed Final Exam. It's one of my favorite slashers, and it stands out of the pack with its storyline and the MO of the killer, in my opinion. Final Exam. Number 7. Number 6, we have a werewolf film, which I think a few people actually did talk about this, but I still think it's unknown. And one of the reasons I've seen a cooler cover of this, and this cover is just fucking, I don't even fucking know. I actually could have probably got the other cover. And that is Big Bad Wolf. Look at that cover. Come on. That's fucking... that's fucking terrible. It's like the character is a silhouette of the shape of the wolf's face in the film. I really like this film. It has the werewolf talks in it and shit. The werewolf's played by Richard Tyson, who you might remember from 3 O'Clock High. He was Buddy Revell, and fucking Kindergarten Cop. He played the bad guy in that film. Really funny fucking shit because the werewolf talks and he does like fucking kind of like a Freddy Krueger like type fucking werewolf, if there ever was one. I really like the characters and shit. It has that chick from fucking Halloween Town, and fucking what the fuck's her, Kimberly Brown and shit. Yeah, she's kind of like a fucking, her character is fucking kind of whorish. It's kind of odd because you grow up watching her on fucking Halloween Town, and she's fucking trying to get fucking DNA for fucking... I won't ruin it for you if you haven't seen the film. But fucking... I really like this. There's one scene of CGI that kind of fucking ruins it, but it's a low-budget film, so I can understand. But the werewolf looks fucking great in it, I thought. If you can see him on the back, it's kind of dark and shadowy. But yeah, I really like Big Bad Wolf. It's a really fun werewolf film. Check it out if you love your werewolf films. Alright, now time to get into the top 5. At number 5, we have a creature feature, which I think I actually have to remember if it was actually on anyone's list last week. But that creature feature, of course, is Cemetery Gates. with fucking Precious, the fucking Tasmanian fucking devil. This film has some great gore in it, and Reggie Bannister is fucking badass in it, like Reggie always is. Really good, well done scenes of like practical effects with gore. It has actually two cameos by two makeup effects artists. I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen the film, but it's really fucking well done, and they're fucking funny in the scene, and their outcome, what happens to them, is fucking awesome. One of the fucking best gore scenes ever. Really well done creature feature, especially if you love your killer animals / creature features. Cemetery Gates, up there at number 5. As you can tell, I really love my creature features. It's actually my other favorite subgenre besides Asian horror and giallos and Italian cinema. And that is Crawl or Die, which was a film, I believe, from 2014. I think, actually, it was on one of the 22 Shots guys' top 10 of 2014. I could be stand corrected. But I think Jeremy NES Ruler actually recommended this film to me, and I really enjoyed it. It's fucking. If you read the cover there, it says it has fucking "If you can't run, crawl or die," which pretty much fucking happens in the film, because this fucking giant creature fucking runs after these guys through these tunnels, and what happens is the tunnels keep getting smaller and smaller, and it gets wicked claustrophobic. And I really like this because the creature's still coming through at them in these small fucking tunnels and shit. And the thing's fucking huge. I'm like, how the fuck is this thing fucking fitting through these tunnels? Really well done and dark, atmospheric, and I really like this one. Especially if you like your sci-fi horror films like Alien, Crawl or Die. Awesome film. Number 3 is another slasher. I think this one actually got a new light recently because it did when this Blu-ray came out in 2010. All right, well, I remember when this first came out, no one was really talking about it, and I really enjoy this film. And that's Uncle Sam by William Lustig. Very underrated, like 4th of July slasher film, which there really isn't a lot of like 4th of July horror films in general. And this is one that's really fun. It has Isaac Hayes in it and Robert Forster. Fucking really fun. The ending of this is kind of fucking homage to like Lucio Fulci. Actually, if you haven't seen this film, this Lustig actually dedicated the ending to the film to Lucio, because he did take the ending from one of his films. If you've seen the film and you've seen that film that the ending copies, you know exactly what film it is. But at the end it says for Lucio. And I really like that because Lustig released a lot of Fulci's films and shit. And it's really well done that he respected Fulci like that in a way. And it's just a kind of odd scene too at the same time because it's such a cheesy fucking slasher film at the same time, but it's fun. I really enjoyed Uncle Sam. It's a blast. If you like your slashes, def grab Uncle Sam. Fun time. Number 2 is another creature feature, of course, and that is Leviathan. With fucking Peter Weller, Ernie Hudson, Daniel Stern, Hector Elizondo, and fucking Meg Foster as a fucking bitch, as always. Really fun creature feature. I really enjoy this film. It also has Richard Crenna in there from fucking Rambo films. Really don't really hear no one talk about this. Few people, like the big fans of this film, but if you haven't seen like this film, it's really well done and it has some great like practical effects, especially with the creature. Really good stuff. I really enjoyed Leviathan. And the big one at number 1, and if you guess, it's probably going to be a creature feature. And with that being said, it's the Bogans! Yep, the Bogans at number 1. Now, this is a film that I hear no one even talk about really. I even heard like a few people don't really care for this film, but that's just fucking blasphemy because this is a fucking slow burn creature feature with some awesome fucking. I can't talk because I've been talking for 15 minutes. Awesome fucking setting in this like snowy like Denver, Colorado, like near the mines, and I really enjoyed it. Now the Bogans themselves are very interesting looking creatures. If you haven't seen the film, I highly recommend you check it out. The creatures themselves look. I don't know how to really describe them. You have to really watch the film to see them. When they come in, I can see how it could be kind of cheesy and shit because it's such a slow burn film, and you see these fucking Bogans and shit. But if you didn't get like the Bogans, the old dude in the fucking film is the same guy from Creepshow. Bedelia, where's my cake? He's actually the one who says it's the Bogans. Yeah, I really enjoy this fucking film. If you like creature features, def grab the Bogans. That fucking cover art is a fucking awesome. Olive release. It on Blu-ray. All hail Olive for this release. Wish it had features though, but that's my only gripe with the release in general. But still an awesome release because I believe it didn't have a release on DVD or Blu-ray until then. So yeah, the Bogans are number one. Alright guys, that's all I got for Top 10 Tuesdays this week. As always, check the other guys' videos. I believe they're doing the top underrated films on their collection. No, not top underrated. They're doing the overrated list. That's right, I fucking said that in the beginning of the video. They're going to be doing their top overrated list. I'm doing my top underrated list. My top overrated list might come in the future. But as always, I'll see you next Tuesday, everyone. Peace out.